live for 45 minutes, and we have got 6 minutes into a run before I broke it. It's a great way to start the stream. It was never over. Right. Okay, that was a better start. Round all complete, nice. Nah, could be better. I will say it's a lot easier to use his ability on this PC build. The targeting system is quite a bit worse though. On the Wii builds, it's like near infinite range. On this, it's like you have to be like basically in the thing's fucking face for it to point to it.
Czy to coś odeszło?
Tak sądzę.
Spójrz, ktoś tu zostawił drabinę, wleźmy na nią. Nareszcie, to wyjście.
Kurwa, ja ich znam.
Love it when I miss the first hit.
Cóż to były za wstrętne kreatury?
Czerwoni rycerze. Nie przejmuj się nimi, Alicjo. Nie damy im cię skrzywdzić.
Kamień z
28
serca.
vegetation already?
Dziękuję.
Crazy.
Zabłądziłaś, jak
Em.
widzę. Mogę ci pomóc?
Taką mam nadzieję. Muszę się dostać do furtki, ale te ciernie zasłaniają drogę. Czy da się je jakoś obejść?
Ależ naturalnie. Porozmawiaj z Różmaryną. To ten zwiędły wiecheć pomiędzy jeżynami.
Przecież ona śpi jak kamień. Jak rozmawiać ze śpiochem?
Znasz piosenkę Dziab dobry dziab?
Dziab dziadziur, co?
Dziab dobry dziab. Zanuć jej to, a zaraz się obudzi.
Przecież ja nie znam piosenki Dziab dobry dziab.
Idzie to tak. Dzień dobry, dziab!
O, a na moje piękne płatki. Bardzo już późno?
Tak, tak, Różmaryno. Nie jest wcześnie. Wiesz, jak otworzyć tę furtkę? Musimy odwiedzić Absolema.
Absolema? Po cóż to?
Chyba
Absolutnie.
znaleźliśmy Alicję, tę dziewczynkę, która nas kiedyś odwiedziła.
Mówiśmy, ale nie zgadzam się z nim. Moim zdaniem to nie ona.
Znaleźliście Alicję? Gdzie ona jest? Chcę ją obejrzeć.
Jest
Press
już
the right button
strasznie
this time.
późno.
No, panna Alicja, czy tak? Rajdu chyba mocno się zmienił, odkąd ostatnio go odwiedziłaś, co?
Nie przypominam sobie, żebym już tu kiedyś była. Jakoś nie mogę się tu odnaleźć.
Odnaleźć? Przecież od tego właśnie jest nitka Alicji.
Nitka Alicji? Pierwsze słyszę o...
Przepraszam. Różmaryno, otwórz
does
z
not
łaski
feel
swojej
faster
tę
at
furtkę
all.
i daj nam wyjść. Absolem na nas czeka.
No, otworzyć furtkę. Boję się, że nic z tego. Spójrz na mnie. Tkwię w tym miejscu od tak dawna, że przyrosłam już praktycznie. Do tej zakichanej furtki.
Czas potrafi być okropnie okrutny. Odwagi. Załatwię to z nim.
That was fast.
O, doprawdy, panie McTwisp. Dziękuję. Furtka jest już otwarta. Kłaniajcie się szanownemu panu Absolemowi ode mnie.
Vegetation, vegetation, more vegetation, because there's fucking loads of it to get in this run. I have to get 1,000 vegetation. I'm currently sitting at 62 destroyed. Right, so... Not making the same mistake as last time, I'm hitting this cutscene trigger first.
Uważaj, Alicjo. Te owady są dosyć agresywne i żwawe.
Może da się je jakoś spowolnić.
O tak, oczywiście, że tak. Ale bardzo ostrożnie.
tak.
Uwaga.
Game. Thank you. Alright, back. Get chests while I'm here as well. I'm not really worried this time about collecting the shit from it. Please. These guys are for an achievement as well. Can I not go around that, really? Get more vegetation. Yeah, I don't really have like a proper route planned for this game. So, I kinda just wing it. Can I... Hello? Wait, some of these mosquitoes don't actually count. Apparently I'm only sitting on 3. Yeah, pretty sim. Right, sitting on 5 now, which is expected. Gonna ignore him.
Zaraz na pewno się obudzę.
Honestly, as accurate as I can. That's the aim. I was working on a wee bit this week, kind of the entry point functions, but it's pretty fucking difficult to be honest. Bite for bite, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, fuck you too, Snake. There are other British decompers, to be
Nie
fair.
wiem, jak ja mam się zmieścić w
You'll
tym
be
szczycie.
surprised to hear.
Jestem o wiele za duża.
I'm surprised I got that angle right.
Ciasto? Ależ to jest bamberniczek! Akurat coś dla nas! Czekaj tu,
Decompiled
dziecko, ale nie
snake.
odchodź stąd. To niebezpieczna okolica. Zaraz przyniesiemy ci ciasta.
Decomp is decomp, bro. Doesn't matter what game. This part's probably gonna kill my fucking run. Not that it's that good a run anyway. That's fine. That's fine. Honestly, that's not bad. I was expecting to get knocked off there. I will absolutely take 2 hits. I decompiled my Python calculated, bro. He decompiled his Python calc. Calc is short for calculator, chat. He's just using slang.
Ojej, otworzyły się.
Prawdziwa Alicja na pewno miałaby jednak właściwe rozmiary.
Okay, in here we have furniture. That's a save point. I don't care much about it. There's a chest. There's some of this shit. I need to switch here because there's a
Jak
clock.
to się dzieje?
Co się stało?
Dawno, dawno temu był sobie zegar. Czerwona królowa.
This is not a
Nakazała
good time to
zniszczyć
start
wszystkie
feeling
bez
hungry.
wyjątku zegary w krajodole. Ale nie mam pojęcia po co.
Odwagi, McTwisp. Dasz jakoś radę.
Mam wątpliwości.
Ależ nonsens. Róże i zegary. Jedne i drugie naprawiasz. Czemu tylko róże
Bro,
i
I
zegary
have
w
no
głowie
idea what that
chodzą?
Jak
means.
pan to robi, McTwisp? Igra pan z czasem, naprawia zegary i odmładza zwiędłe kwiaty. Czy to już na pewno wszystkie pańskie sekrety?
Ja go naprawię.
Nice. Where does this count towards vegetation? It does. Very nice. Game? Hello? There we go. They opened not... What? Ah, bro. Camera up. Okay, apparently I'm just holding this. You know what? It's not bad.
Czy to naprawdę konieczne?
Widzisz te drzwiczki? Są bardzo małe.
I'm already on half the mosquitoes.
Nie ma rady.
A
Czas
fifth of the
Skoro tak
roses.
uważasz.
A tenth of the vegetation? How the
Na
fuck?
moje wąsiki, tylko nie to.
Co ty wyczyniasz?
Furniture's the one that's gonna
Zostaw
take me
mnie
the most, I
natychmiast.
think.
Niech ktoś mi pomoże!
Need 300 furniture and I'm currently sitting on 1.
Ciągają mnie!
Saying that a cabin's gonna make up a lot for that.
Tutaj nigdy mnie nie znajdą. No masz, czerwoni rycerze!
Why the fuck? Dying Light the fuck reference? Ooh, health. I heard another one? I think. I did. I'm fine with this. It's easy to come back this way anyway.
Zostawcie mnie!
Did I get the health? No.
Czy
Krill.
już stąd poszli?
Rycerze już odeszli. Na razie.
Oni chcieli mnie porwać, wyobrażacie sobie? Jak to dobrze, że zjawiliście się w porę.
So here's more vegetation here. Yeah, who needs health? Just get some vegetation while I'm waiting for this. target. That needs to go up anyway. Get that. Bro, please. Another one. Another one. There's another one. I think I'm the wrong character. Yeah. I think if I stand about here... Time lost for real? Okay, did not get the quick cycle there. Pretty sure it's just RNG, but you know. Oh, he didn't actually slam there, did he? Oh, that's not nice. Yeah, fuck you, man. Oh, that is just so shit, man. This split is absolutely gonna be behind. That was unreal. Right, stay out of his way a little. That was a lot more than 1 second. Time loss in this game is pretty hefty, to be honest. I'm actually not losing as much as I thought I would be, though. Freeze. Hit. Don't hit me. Thank you. Of course you're running all the way around again, you little bitch. See if I can remember the button prompts. Yeah, okay. AAX it should be. That's ahead? What? How? I really thought I was gonna be behind there. I'll take it.
Wiele bym dała, żeby się tego nauczyć zanim.
That was a really terrible fight. Saying this, I'm also not just sitting waiting for collectibles or the money to be collected this time. Can I fucking open that? I'm not sitting waiting for all the money to be collected. I usually do. Sub 2 is not happening for a while.
Wespnijmy się na posąg.
And away we go. Don't fall. Oh, I fucking fell like the last second. No. That's gonna be time lost to run back. Actually fell in the better area. Brother, not a fucking chance. Okay, Snake, you do sub 2 hours right now. Sub 2 hours and I will give you mod. Krylishi.
Dam ma tu gdzieś kryjówkę. Wpadłeś na jego trop? Łowy nieco mnie nużą. Wolę odliczanie i to o wiele. 9, 200, 3, widzisz? Czy wytropisz dla mnie dama? Ja będę liczył.
Jump down here. Can I... There we go.
Jak zdołałeś mnie wytropić? Jestem awidzialny.
Jednak z kotem z Cheshire nie masz żadnych szans.
Wyśledziłem cię. Co to skąd? Oszukiwałeś. Ni skądżesz, odgrywasz się za klęskę. Co powiesz na nową skrytą bitwę? Chętnie, tak, od nowa.
I can take
Wylewnie
mod already though.
gratuluję.
Nope.
Serdecznie kłaniam się w
Prove
pas
your
i
sub
wszelkie.
2 hours first.
Do widzenia! Żegnaj! Do rychłego!
Get some more vegetation. Big chest. Get a little more vegetation. Is the SRT showing fine?
Byłam już tu.
Is this north? Yeah. Alright, there is a chest back here. Definitely did not forget about that. That counts as furniture, I think. Jump up here. Another chest. There's a big chest.
Powstrzymajcie go! Bez tych drzwi ani rusz! Nie pozwólcie mu zabrać drzwi! Potrzebujemy ich! Schowaj się, ale już!
Są coraz bliżej.
No, not him. Target the door. Right, one of them's looking for Alice. I don't like that. And he's found her. Not nice. Fuck. Alright, that's fine. Fuck, bro. What is bro talking about? What? I heard health point. Yeah. I squished a bug.
Jeszcze troszkę, tym razem by mnie złapali. Jak nic. Dziękuję, że udzieliłeś mi pomocy. Gdzie jesteśmy?
That's Queast.
Co mają znaczyć te bzdury?
He's no worse
Czysty
than that's not, I
nonsens.
believe.
Słowo daję. Dyrdymaby czystej wody.
Oh. I have just realized a predicament for way later in the run that I did the same whenever I was testing Spanish. And that is that I cannot remember one of the answers to later on in this same area.
O mamo, moje gratulacje.
Oh dear. I think there's a text file on my computer. Should have the answer, so I'll probably try and find it during a cutscene or something. Oh. Wow, you're fast. No, not him. I'm not sure if this split's going to still be a hit. No, no, okay. I got really fucking lucky on that. Brick, but
Jak odebrałeś mu tę tarczę? To było coś wspaniałego.
consent's a puzzle piece in this Wonderland. I'm gonna go up and get this shit now before I forget. Open that and then big chest there.
Zdaje się, że ktoś nas obserwuje.
Wyciągnąłeś zegarek i wszystko stanęło w miejscu. Wiele bym dała, żeby się tego nauczyć, zającu.
Ani małego kroczku
Did I
dalej.
just
O nie,
frame
droga jest
one
zablokowana
that
przez ten
interacts?
bigos, którego narobiłeś.
I didn't even see the
Można
fucking
wiedzieć, o co
X
wam
button
chodzi.
prompt.
Nie udawaj niewinnego. To wszystko twoja wina. Co nie dam? Co to skąd? To robota ich właśnie. No a przede wszystkim
Documents,
tej oto tutaj
games,
dziewczynki.
live
Tego
split,
wielkiego dziewczyniska? Zdaje się, że my ją skądś
useful,
znamy.
Alice.
Nie rozumiem.
100%
Uważacie, że
notes,
co
right.
zrobiliśmy?
A to?
No co?
Nie uważasz, że powinnaś wypić piwko, którego naważyłaś?
Ah, it doesn't even have the fucking answer, does it?
Przecież to prosie nie należy do mnie.
Nie mamy czasu na polowanie na prosięta. Musimy lecieć.
No, it doesn't
Ważny
even have the
wieczorek
answer.
czeka.
Fuck.
Co to skąd? To właśnie idealna pora, by zapolować na
Puzzle
zieloną
answers.
maciorę. Z przyjemnością i radością usuniemy się z drogi, gdy tylko sprzątniesz swą świnię.
Three, four. Pig in here. Alice, move. 3, 4. And there's a chest piece in here as well, so get that. not so worried about actually buying the upgrade now. Two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You know what? This split might actually save time.
Cała okolica jest czysta jak łza. O tak, dam. Nie widać zielonych świń, co to nie. Jesteśmy zadowolonymi. Zadowolonymi niezmiernie. Serdecznie kłaniamy się w pas i wszelki. Do widzenia. Żegnaj, czy raczej do zobaczenia. Dzień dobry.
Thirty-two, 40. Yeah, I'm definitely time saving this. God damn. And move that around. Yeah, one more. There you go. What? Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to pull up the world record run or something for that puzzle combination, because it's just not in any of my answer files that I have. Furniture 29 out of 300. Okay. Can you get a little closer? I want that. Thanks. Stop backing up, bro. Yeah, he's dead. Nice.
Dziękuję. Widziałeś tego ostatniego? Coś strasznego. Wyglądał trochę jak nosorożec.
This chest, I'm pretty sure, was one I missed for quite a while in one of my past runs. Yeah, grab it, thanks. Open that up, and then there's a big chest down here. I will need to come back here later for stuff though, but I think get the majority of stuff. We should be fine. Do these count as furniture? They do. cycle. Nice. Jump, jump. There's more vegetation.
Daj mi mój latawiec. Dee wpakował go na drzewo. Co to skąd? To dam go na nie wleciał. Właściwie to mogłeś mnie nie pomóc, czyż nie? I nie mów, że mogłeś nie móc, gdyż trzeba było. To jedno jest
You are
jasne. Do
right,
końca dnia
Snake.
będzie mnie boleć siąćka. Jeśli chcesz, to sobie weź od co? Nie dla nas takie coś nie coś. Czyż nie, Dee? Za mną, dam. Chodźmy się pobawić gdzie indziej. Ten plac zabaw odznacza się nieświeżą i malaryczną aurą. Ahoj, ahoj! Zauważ na ten wirowskaz drogi kręcący do okolnie.
I'm literally
Wskazuje
pulling
drogę
up
Salazem Gran.
world record run right now. Gonna open that so don't backtrack. Not that there's gonna be much backtracking anyway, but yeah. World record is a time by me. Not a single co-op run has been done for this game. That should be it. Yeah. Yo, falafel.
Czeszek był tutaj.
Fuck those things, sir. Okay, I need to remember there's another chest behind that. Meow. There's another chest. I should have used Hatter for this. It has been a while, sir. Haven't done runs in quite a while, to be honest. This is the first one, or the first stream really since last July. Yeah, we do see gold. We are trying out Polish language for this run because it's the theoretical fastest. I don't really know if it's gonna make a difference, but we seem to be doing well so far. It's going pretty well.
Nasze drzwi zniknęły. Jak my teraz wrócimy do lasu?
Durne dzieci. Te drzwi nie są nam już
All of that only counted as one furniture. That's crazy. Oh, these count as furniture as well. Interesting. Oh, there's nothing behind here. Why am I kicking that down? I might just be wasting time with this, I don't really know. Yeah, new job's going very well. Having fun anyway. How's life with you, sir? I didn't want to target that one. Both these at the same time. Pull that off. Pull that off. Because there is an upgrade. Oh shit, I haven't even done the fight here. Jesus.
Nader ciekawe. Co będzie, jeśli wyjdziemy jeszcze raz?
And we've got probably the best skill in the whole fucking game now. Busy as fuck with work? Yeah, I feel that, man. We're literally starting like a new project in work at the minute. So we're like really having to work our asses off. That's my first death this run. And he's dead.
Zabrali kredens. Zniknął. Wynieśli go gdzieś.
I don't think there's anything behind that wall. No, don't think so. Knock paintings off though. No. Okay, those are those ones, that's fine. Knock more of these off. I need to go up here as well. Five more paintings and then that one's done. Yeah, that's green, that's fine. That's green. Oh Jesus, I remember being done with them at this point, and I'm missing two. Give me that. And we fall down here. Unless there are two more in this hallway.
Jeszcze ciepłe, prosto z pieca.
Czuję zapach ciasta. Jestem strasznie głodna. Wydaje mi się, że
Yep,
sama
can I-
mogłabym zjeść całe.
Please? Hello? And it's green, of course it is. Oh dear. These count as furniture, I think. Yeah.
Ojej, co za gigantyczne ciasto. Chyba nie jestem aż tak głodna.
Znakomicie. Bamberniczek. Oto
Camera,
czego nam
please
trzeba.
work with me.
Nakarmimy
Oh my
ich
god,
ciepłą
camera.
Wtedy będziemy mogli udać się do Salazar Group.
What? What am I stuck on? Oh Jesus, camera. Camera really just does not want to work with me right now. Right, there's one. Put that one up. Put that Right, so that painting didn't count for some reason. Nice.
To nie powinno być trudne.
Okay,
Cofnijcie się.
so should have two upgrades to get here. One, two, nope, I have three to get them. Fuck off. Get this guy gone. These are the last two enemies for their achievement. Nice. I'll go over here anyway. Nice. Let's go ahead and go. Alright. We have 4 out of the... How many achievements is it? 4 out of 24, I think. We're getting there. Great, thanks game. Move that along here. Okay. To walk past this anyway, so this is fine. There might be some time loss here. Nice bug. To be fair, I remember I got this fight really fucking good in my last run.
bibliotece.
Right, I need 2 more paintings. Where the fuck are they? Is there anything behind there? I don't think so. That was one of them. That'll be the last one.
Muszę się tego nauczyć, zającu.
Yep, paintings are now done. We now don't care about them at all. 5 out of 24.
Co to za miejsce?
Well, if the music always just comes out of nowhere
To
there.
jego dom. Żaber-zwłok był tutaj. Strzeżcie żaber-zwłoka.
I co mamy robić dalej?
Znaleźć wielki zegar. Trzeba odnaleźć chronometr żaboklamu.
Zegar? A po cóż to?
Powiem ci, gdy mi go dasz.
The rose as well on here. And this can go towards vegetation. Now let's move. I don't care. Chests, how we look in? 55 out of 205.
Oto jest szaboklański wielki zegar.
Nareszcie.
Right. Skimming
Skoro
through the
go mamy
video while
znać,
these
do czego
cutscenes are
jest nam
playing.
potrzebny?
Niestety nie działa. Brakuje chyba kółek zębatych. Jeśli je znajdziemy, może uda się go naprawić.
Możesz odpowiedzieć na moje pytanie? Po co nam ten zegar?
Nie teraz, Alicjo. Objaśnię ci to, gdy znajdziemy kółka zębate. Pokażę wszystko i objaśnię.
There's a chest.
Znaleźliśmy jedno kółko zębate. Jeszcze jedno i zegar będzie naprawiony. Żyłem w nadziei,
Did I say
że
chest there? I
będę musiał
did.
tu wracać.
Alice, move! I don't care. Get out of my way. I don't think these go towards clocks, do they? Like, technically they are clocks, but... Oh, they do go towards clocks. Okay.
Widocznie tak. Nie widziałam jeszcze tak długich nóg. Wyciągnąłeś zegarek i wszystko stanęło w miejscu.
Freaking bird as well. I would appreciate it if I could see game. That's our first waiting bird though, that's nice. There's more roses. Can't jump over that pass. Yeah, there's a rose right here. Oh my god.
Głowie się nie mieści, jak ty to robisz, zającu.
vegetation. We're actually over halfway there for vegetation. That's really nice. It was like one of the last things I got in my last run. Last run I think was like 2023 or something, so yeah, pretty much. Oh, I missed one? Shit. Oh, no, I know where it is, I know where it is. There's 3 in this area, and then there's 1 all the way over here. The one there I think's only invisible, so I can't get it yet. But this one I also forgot in the last run, so I'm going to get it now so I don't forget.
Naprawiliśmy zegar. Czy teraz dowiem się, do czego jest nam potrzebny?
Zegar trzeba zatrzymać w południe.
Mods, Snake is cheating in Minecraft? Someone ban him? Fish statues.
Udało się.
Zaraz, domagam się wyjaśnień.
Ależ oczywiście. Chodzi o to, że Szalony i ja znamy nader chytrze ukryty skrót na czerwoną pustynię.
Gdzie ukryty?
12 punkt.
Co proszę?
Wystarczy ustawić wskazówki zegara na godzinę
Farm is
12
cheating.
i otwiera się skrót
Ban
na
him.
pustynię i dalej do Salazengrum. A teraz przepraszam na minutkę.
Damn. I don't think you can target those on the PC build. They must be on the Wii builds only. Source engine? True.
Zostaw nasze podium, będzie nam jeszcze potrzebne.
That back over there. Whoa, where did you come from? No. Not back over there. Can you just go back? Ah! That's scary. He's charging up. I think that should be the last wave. Yeah. That fight actually felt like 2 minutes faster than
Widzisz? Nie zawsze trzeba
my
się
previous
mną
one.
opiekować. Udało ci się.
This is gonna be a pretty chunky gold, I think. Oops. Oh, that's chunky. Shit, I always do that. I don't know why, I always just feel like there's a cutscene there when I know there's not.
Czyż nie? A może i nie. Przejdź na drugą stronę. Nic ci nie grozi. Masz do mnie zaufanie, czy nie? Słuchaj, nie rób z tego... A widzisz? To nic takiego, prawda?
Udało się. Wspaniale.
I think these go towards furniture? No. Hello, Alphabet. Welcome, welcome. Not Alphabet, man. What do these go towards if it's not? I thought they would have gone towards furniture, no? Or are they vegetation? Nope, they are none of the above, apparently.
Wiele bym dała, żeby się tego nauczyć ze mną.
Okay. Where's the ladder? Oh, it's back? Oh, shit, okay. Real. That's Alphabet's new name. Mods, Snake's having a krill issue, someone ban him. Right. This one's skippable. You know what, I'm actually going to bring that up in case I need to come back here later. Run is going very nicely, actually. It's going a lot better than I thought it would. Snake will probably claim it's because it's in Polish. I am putting it down to luck, to be honest. Chest, come over here. Chest, come over here. That's our lizard badger. Could be another one? There.
Wyciągnąłeś zegarek i wszystko stanęło w miejscu.
There we go. Right. Looking up my thing for later.
Co za ulga. Czyli jesteś w stanie wypełnić polecenie?
No.
A przy okazji...
Why are there ads on my video? I'm not getting paid for these ads.
Na terenach Szapoklanu? Szalenie jest
I feel like I'm being
czuły na tym
scammed.
punkcie. To naprawdę nie była moja wina.
There's ads on my video and I'm not getting money for it.
Skoro nalegacie...
Come on. vegetation was slowed down with a good bit. I don't like that. Here's heaps of furniture though. Flip that over.
Wiesz, to jakoś tak od niechcenia.
Yeah. YouTube scamming its creators, SMH. That's a chest, I want it. Retarget, please, thank you. Can I get another 2 chests for free? Yes, please. Who would have thought? Real. I hope I haven't missed anything. That's another thing. You can see my shadow underneath, lol. That one up as well for another upgrade. Alright, on back to scouring my run for an answer.
A ty nie. Na razie.
Kocie, co stało się na ziemi szapoklanu? O jakiej mówiłeś z Cissy?
Ach, wiesz, kapelusznik sądzi, że opuściłem w potrzebie jego plan. I porzuciłem
Quiz
jego
3
członków
times
na
and go
pastwę
nowhere.
żabą
Okay,
zwłoka.
that's no problem. I'm glad the last run I did was in English, so I can actually make out the answer on the sign.
Tak czy siak, ruszaj broda.
Remember that, guys? 3 quests and then 1 nowhere. I'm pinning that on Matthew to remember. Simply because I said so. Enemies. I did not listen. Great start. The answer to the puzzle later is 3 quests and then a nowhere. And it is your job to remember that because I said so. Please target. Please target. Thank you. Good fight. Very nice fight. Because he said so. True. I am the streamer, so I said so. See, even Snake's listening more. Like...
Może wróćmy lepiej do wstążki?
3 quests, 1 nowhere. Chest and chest. Alice move. That up. Climb up here. Jump across. Jump across, nice. Snake probably just said grok, what did he say?
Zaraz, a gdzie podziała się wstążka? Zdaje się, że przysypał ją ten diabelny
Three
piach.
quest, one
Ale to
nowhere.
nic. Jeśli uda ci się rozgryźć
It's like the
szyfr na tym
one fucking
błazie,
answer in the whole
na
game
pewno
that I always
domyślisz się,
forget,
dokąd
but you
prowadzi
only need it
wstążka,
for
chociaż
100%
jej
runs
nie
anyway, so yeah. I'm getting a creeper to blow up an iron ore because I refuse to find my pickaxe. I'm pretty sure that's how you lose your iron ore, but yeah, go for it, I guess. Snake, are you gonna make a music disc for him?
O, jest! Nasza wstążka.
O,
Znowu ją
jest.
widać.
Surely this is gonna be a chunky time save. I have like one fight to go through and then we're splitting. Surely. Get that. Nice. Shit.
O, mamo,
Right.
moje gratulacje.
Huh? Did I seriously not open that? What the fuck? Alright. Sub 2, no fucking way. No chance.
O, już tu są.
Run's dead, do over. Rail, it's not like I'm currently over 3 minutes ahead. Shit. This guy. No, wrong guy, wrong guy. There you go. This guy's so annoying. This guy, there. He's gone. The chest. Chest. Really? That's how I lose my no hit? Fuck you, bro. Nice.
Już myślałam, że tym razem mnie
I
capną.
found a mob spawner where one chest has 3 iron ingots and 2 name tags, but the other two has like 5 ingots. W? That's a good spawner. Chests. We are at 97 chests. That's pretty good. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. That is lizard badgers done. W.
Jak daleko jeszcze?
One,
Udało ci
two,
się.
three, four. When's the RE9? I don't even own RE9, buh.
To naprawdę coś niesamowitego.
Where's the other one? Oh, there's one over there. Whee! I don't have that ability yet, so that's fine. Rock. Thanks. Glass rock. Back here, yeah. No, target the other thing. There you go. Snake, you're like the most unemployed fucking guy I know.
Nareszcie. Wyjście jest, zdaje się,
108 chests, nice.
Co? Tu? Te drzwi? Tak jest.
That is true. That is true. Snake is so fucking unemployed. Alice, stop pushing me.
Pojawił się zupełnie znikąd. Co się
Then you
stało?
must know like 4 people. Yeah, well, you're like 3 of them, though. Alice, do not. Alice, do not. No, get the. There we go.
Zerknij na wodę. Dlaczego nie odbijamy się w niej?
Oczywiście, że się odbijamy. Nie dojdę jedna. Tyle, że jesteśmy niewidzialni.
No. That one over there first. No. Target. Yeah. Bro, can I, like, please? Oh my god. This is like the worst fucking section. Alice. Oh my god, move. And I missed that completely. Class. Bro, what do you want me to do? Really? Okay. What has happened to my fucking camera? Holy shit. That back up. Open that up.
Nauczysz mnie tego kiedyś
Do
doceniać.
that. One. Two. One. Alice, fuck off. Do not push me into the fucking water. I swear to God. Alice is the single most annoying part about this fucking game. Don't even know what I just hit there, but okay. Right. Thank you. Boat. What the fuck, Alphabet? That's very mean. Mods, can we ban Alphabet for being mean to me? That's also not counted as furniture? That might be worse than threatening one's family rail. Okay. Loads of vegetation. And that's now Rose is done. These are furniture. Oh, I'm on the chest. Yeah, make sure I get hit by that. I am the mods. Chest, I think. Yeah, it's over here. Yeah, Gordo was here like way earlier. Mods, Snake's making fun of the mods, can we ban him?
Oby tylko królowa nie rozgniewała się na Alicję.
Camera. That chest out. Mods Alphabet does not want to support the streamer, can we ban them?
No, a więc droga wolna. Nie zwlekając, poszukajmy knyplówki. Alicja nie może oszukiwać Czerwonej Królowej w nieskończoność.
Don't land on me, thank you. So, 6 fish statues. There's one. There's a chest over there. I'm just gonna take these guys out, it's gonna be easier. Blam! Is there anything else in there? No. And then on this side we have a chest. And a big chest. these are furniture, that's nice. That command only works if you do exclamation mark BAM alphabet. Snake, what are you fucking on about?
Alicja otworzy drzwi wiodące do stajni bardziej.
Snake is schizo. Fuck. That just didn't hit me, but okay. I should have went up first.
Gdzie jest ta mikstura?
Yeah. AI chat. Is this door first? Oh no, I took the wrong door. Lol.
Trefle
That's
połącz
fine.
z treflami, a z kierami kiera. Zbyt to skomplikowane. Trefle połącz z treflami.
Bro, I know how to do the puzzle. I've literally just taken the right door. Nice camera again. Best part of the stream is turning it off. Mods, can we ban alphabet? Wait. Bah! Judgment Room.
Tutaj obraduje trybunał. Nieswojo się tu czuję.
It's time to go, Alphabet Man.
Nasza mikstura jest jak sądzona. Najwyższej biedy.
I think I need to go back in here for some stuff, didn't I? Yeah. Another 2 chests, and then I can go back in this way. Hydrate. Oh fuck, I don't even have a fucking drink next to me. You might need to wait until after this run. Yep, you're right. Hi. 3 more fish statues. There's 1. There's 2. Who's Alan? No idea. You've redeemed Hydrate twice and I don't have water next to me. But... bit of a krill issue, TBH.
Szybko, szybko! Alicja...
Thank you for the good luck. I do in fact appreciate that. Fuck. Can I... Right. Great. Right, freeze that one. Nuh-uh.
Ruszajcie się. Sądzę, że Alicja jednak lepiej
Yep,
wygląda z
apparently
głową.
I
My
can't.
też.
Can't remember what half these upgrades even are. Well. Upgrades, we're on 11 out of 18. Pretty good. Make that chest visible. Make that chest as well. Hang on, there's my last fish statue. Nice. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are 10 out of 24 achievements. Doing pretty good. Furniture, we're not even halfway yet. But... hello? Oh. That was a decent fight, actually. I'll take that. 7 minutes to get Queen's per Silver. That should be good. There's a couple of chests to get down here, but... that should be okay. This split now, I feel like I will time loss a little. I feel like we're cutting it a bit close here. corpse there. You're right, you're right. One, two. Blurb. Now I need to go up here. Hello, Borb. We are on 142 chests out of 205. Big chests. 8 out of 17. Thought I would have had more, to be fair, but we're getting there. Alright, I'm gonna go down at the start here. Get rid of him. I'll take that. Get rid of him. I love how broken stop time, but that bird just keeps getting. Yeah? Yeah. I can freeze my enemies. I can freeze mosquitoes. Can I freeze a bird? Only certain kinds, apparently. Another chest. There's an upgrade. Lore accurate. Real. Oh, we are losing time here. Womp womp. Because I still need to go up here and get like 3 chests. Guys, I didn't get gold split. Run's dead. Shit. Reset? Yeah, I lost like 30 seconds. Time to give up this run.
Czerwona królowa rozkazała cię bezzwłocznie aresztować! Stój!
Run's dead. Oh no. Yeah, these guys go on. Ow, that hurts. They spawn in yet? No. Josh is playing Dying Light. Nice. Don't know if that showed up on stream. Probably did. Takes up like half the fucking screen. No. Bro. Get gone, bro. Notification bigger than the game. Real. At least we know that Josh is playing DL. Yeah. Josh, get world record.
Tutaj lepiej. Czy turpi koncerz nie znajduje się tutaj? To otwieraj te drzwi, dziewczyno.
you.
Wiele bym dała, żeby się tego nauczyć, zającu.
Ale dostaniesz.
Of course he's playing a fucking train game as well. Really? Honestly, I'm fine with leaving that other chest in the corner. Because I have to come back here for 2 big chests later anyway. Does it? Yes, this absolutely does show up. Oh, no way, man. That's a fucking joke. Do your little spinny, bro. That's a fucking joke that misses. Oh, I'm actually so fucking hungry. I swear to God, do not kill me. Okay, that was a little bit of a late split, but that was a solid fucking fight. That's another achievement. More chests, another big chest. That should be the Red Desert now fully done.
Tylko nie znikł.
Back to goal. Matthew's just not even gonna type in Twitch anymore, he's just gonna show up on our Steam. Right, this now is where my puzzle answer from earlier is gonna come in. Who needs Twitch now? I can get on stream for free. Yeah, fuck you. 3 quest, 1 nowhere, I believe. Yeah. Thank you, thank you.
Mamy ich w garści! Otoczyć ich!
No masz, czerwoni rycerze!
Steam thumbs up. Alice, where are you going? Don't hide next to them, you fucking idiot. Oh, please. Not bad. That's not bad.
Jeszcze raz ci dziękuję. Doprawdy nie wiem już sama, ile razy uratowałeś mnie z łap tych kreatur.
No cóż, ale uważaj na siebie następnym razem.
Lift that up. What are we on? 154 chests, so 205. Nice. Okay, this door actually worked this time. Good. I did an attempt before and it literally got to here, and then that door just didn't fucking open for me. Was not very nice. So this one should be nowhere and
Mój dam
quest.
gdzieś mi się zapodział.
A gdzie on jest?
Ah, fuck you, bro.
Znaleźliśmy takie drzwiczki.
Just
On
fucking
je
rub it
otworzył,
in.
wszedł do środka i nagle drzwi zupełnie zniknęły. Wyparowały. Ni stąd, ni zowąd.
Enjoy your food.
Tam zna się na
You're
takich
still a bitch.
wyparowaniach. Ale nie mogę za nim iść. Strasznie z niego szczwana sztuka.
This is nowhere.
Ależ wspaniałe rozwiązanie.
Fully functional XP from using that zombie spawner. Nice. That's pretty good.
Czym mogę służyć? Jesteś nareszcie! Co to skąd to ty nareszcie jesteś? Czekam na ciebie strasznie długo. A to nasza nowa puszka służka. Dzięki w dużej mierze mnie Dodo wrócił do domu przez te drzwi i w dowód wdzięczności dał mi to. Teraz przemalowywuję wszystkie
White
drogoznaki
paint.
w Krajdole, żeby nikt tu już więcej nie
Very
zgubił
cool.
drogi. Chodź, Mili, dziś w malowaniu pomożesz mi.
Right. So now we do 3 quest, 1 nowhere, and that should get us like 5 more chests, I think. Nope. Apparently it's not that. Or do I need to read the sign first? I think that's what it is. Yeah, there you go. You need to read the sign first. Need to remember that. Bit of a silly requirement, but, you know. So 1. That's 2. Holy time loss, real. So now 1 nowhere should get us the chests. Yep. Nice. Good stuff. Show me my chests. Yes. Nice. furniture. We're now over halfway. Did you win yet? Still working on it. Let me get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here as well. Oh, sniffer? Okay. Oh, no. Get out of his way. You get back. I'm just gonna try and stare his way a little. Okay, so I have 2 upgrades I can buy. Fish statue are already done, but these 2 give you a chest, so these 2 statues should probably be rooted in better. Not up there. There's an ad in 2.5 minutes, by the way.
Tak właśnie należy podchodzić do tej sprawy.
I'm gonna go down here. Get that. Get that. And that's it. Nice. Oh, don't crash. Why ad? Because I want your money. Oh, Soul's just playing Last of Us 2 Remastered. Good to know. At least it's not fucking Dead by Daylight again. Shit ass game. Almost didn't see that. How the fuck can you not see that?
Tu się ukryli. Teraz już nam nie uciekną.
Wal porządnie!
There's like nothing to do in here. You go back. Give me your health. Goodbye. Goodbye. And there should be a sniffer, and that's us. Yeah. W. Add in 40 seconds. There's a big chest over here, so I'm gonna go get it. Nice. Got our chunky time save back. Ad break coming in. Right about now. Oh, don't crash, please.
Trzymają się od niej z daleka. No masz, czerwoni rycerze!
Going for a bit more vegetation here. I just about remembered about these chests.
Udało ci się!
Okay. one upgrade to buy. Nice. Big chest.
To jest marmolada.
We still got time for sub 2? No, we fucking don't.
Oto to!
Ciekawe, czy królowa jest. Chyba nie wyszła.
This one, yes. Oh, Alice fell. That opens up the platform, nice. Not that one. That one. Line this up. That one fall, nice. Holy shit. Let me through. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wiele bym dała, żeby się tego nauczyć zając.
Bring these chests back and I'll get them on the way out. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is now bring pigs done. Like, target this, please. Oh my god.
Ale skąd
Not visible, not visible. Don't think I'm missing anything in here, but I will check on the way out. Nice. Good time save. Okay.
Nie obawiaj się. Marmorealskie pszczoły nie mają żądzy.
1, 2, 3. Could have got another upgrade there, but it's fine. I'm not seeing the shit on the map, actually. I thought you got that whenever you visit the White Queen, but apparently not.
Spójrz, w te drzwi wcisnę się.
Oh god, I still have 100 furniture to get. Jesus. Else's armor, chests. There's still a lot of chests, actually. 5 big chests, 300 vegetations, not nice as well.
Jest ich cały tłum.
Jeśli spotkali się z białą królową, czerwoną i na podłogę, atakujcie ich!
Następnym razem o lekcji. Pomocy! Jest ich całe mnóstwo.
Easy. I'm gonna run backwards because that's how cutscenes
Fajni
work.
rycerze nie zostawią mnie w spokoju.
Ci rycerze, wredne kreatury, czas ruszać do okrągłej komnaty.
Okay. Fuck, I'm trying to remember where everything is, actually. I feel like I've missed big chunks of stuff. It's probably intentional, though.
Zostawią mnie w spokoju. Może będzie lepiej niż
Let's go hide. What vortex they coming from? Oh, I forgot. Fortresses can do that.
Nie daj im się wycofać!
Yay. Goodbye. Game. That just did not hit me. Goodbye, go back to Vortex. Game, come on. Where's the sniffer? He needs to go. Huh? What? Oh, there's another?
nie podchodźcie tutaj.
There you are. Just bully him in the corner. Nice.
Udało się. A tak wielu ich było tym razem.
Pokazaliście im w drogę.
Okay.
Niedaleko do
I'm gonna
okrągłej
go
komnaty.
back to the round hall first, I guess. I might go and get... first off, I'm gonna get this upgrade. That's fine. Alright, can I stop you doing that? Right, back to Strange Garden. Get it done first. I have 91 furniture left to get. No, fuck you, Alice. You can't sit. A little bit more vegetation here as well. living room? Yep. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Ten kufer unosi się w powietrzu. Tak lewituje.
Chest.
O mamo, moje gratulacje! Spójrz, ktoś tu zostawił drabinę, wleźmy na nią.
We're doing very well, Gordo. We have about another less than an hour left of the run.
Tę stronę!
This part's basically just the collectibles cleanup. Why is it back? Gordo is now an it, apparently.
Czy to ty? Jak ty to zrobiłeś? Przecież to niemożliwe. Dlaczego nie stoi spokojnie, co?
I think there's some stuff in here. That chest. Just gonna hop over this part of the maze. Pick that back up. Camera, thank you. Alright, we have a big, nice fight in here. Holy, there's a lot in here. Not reading all that. He's not reading that because he can't read. That's the real reason.
Nie dam cię nigdzie zakleć.
This guy. There. Buh. Rock. Rock.
Nie robisz to jakoś tak od niechcenia.
Not that. I seriously have to sit and wait for that. Should have. There's a big chest in here. Get that chest. Wish I got a really weird route getting there, but you know what? We got the shit we need here, and now we gone. That's impossible ideas done, nice. I still need furniture. this one we
Przytulmy
go
się
up
na posąg,
this
to może
way.
wypatrzymy drogę do wyjścia.
More vegetation. That's furniture, I believe. No, it's not. Well, apparently neither of the seats I was destroying earlier, so I wasted a bit of time on them. Nice.
Chodź tędy!
Yeah, I don't know. Game seems partly bugged at the minute. I should be able to see where all the chests and collectibles and shit are, but game's not showing me that. Language choice, true. Polish gave me false hope. Vegetation we're nearly done with, that's good. Do you count the vegetation?
Halo! To jest właściwa droga! Gratulacje, Matthews.
That's vegetation done.
Okropne. Coś takiego. Dawno już tak ciekawie nie śniłam.
Huh? I see one just fly past me there. 3 mosquitoes left. 2 more. That's mosquitoes done.
Cóż za niebywały przyjemny. Udało ci się!
Don't you get this guy right.
Wspaniałe rozwiązanie.
Those ones, yes. I need those ones. Oh, did I miss that chest this time? No, I didn't. Never mind. Yeah, fuck you too, Matthew. I'm fucking digesting myself at this point. So hungry. Nice fight. Chest. I hope the bug where Alice gets stuck down here is not going to happen again. She's not even going down there, even better. So, 21 chests left, 4 big chests. Where the fuck are the big chests? I also took the long route back here, but that's fine. Wait, where am I right now? I'm getting fucking lost here, man. Okay, yeah, I know where I am. Give me this. Sub 2 incoming, guys, this run. So, 91 furniture, that's the big thing I've left to get. Two chess pieces. One of them... where are the chess pieces? That's not how that works, Matthew.
Spójrz, ktoś tu zostawił drabinę, wleźmy na nią.
Is there anything in there? No. Yeah. Oh, this is showing me chests. Never mind. Big chest, lots of chests there. Tully's done. That's done. That's done. Desert done, that's done. Right, there's one of the upgrades. Ah, shit. There's the other, right, okay. Right, this is fine. This is fine. I think I'm gonna go back to Bandersnatch Stables now. That'll get me another chest and 2 big chests. Which means there's one... No, I know where all the big chests are. This should be the moat, yeah. Someone's pinged me on Discord, who is it? It's probably Snake. Oh god, yeah, there's another fucking fight in here I have to do. Those are not furniture, no. Damn! So I have about 28 minutes to get the rest of the collectibles, basically. Nope, fuck you. Where are you? Go back to your vortex. And I will take out your nice wee archers here. Oh, really? That fucking knocked me off? Sniffer. No, get the sniffer. Okay, there we go. Yeah, can I get him, please? Ah, that's scary. Go away. Go away. Thank you. So, where's Alice? Love it when the map breaks. Yeah, so Red Queen's Castle's done. DLSR VC. Swedish guy's surprised that Alan is bad at the game. But I think Sneak's bad at the game. Get good. These are furniture. That's nice.
Już tu są! Zostawcie nas, odrażające stwory! Zabieraj ręce!
Goodbye. You too. Goodbye.
Pomocy! Jest ich całe
Get this chest while I'm waiting. Oh my god, okay. Add in just over a minute and a half, by the way. Game, please. Game, please. Ow. Don't know why that guy's just getting stuck in the corner constantly, but you know. Bro, go away. Miss me. Nice. That was really fucking fast. Holy. That's 2 big chests. Nice. So, we're now back here. Going back to the round hall. There's 2 chests under the stairs. There's a big chest in the final area. these doors I'm making available. March Hare House I'm going to first. And then I'll make my way through everything, eventually landing in High Tops.
Cały tłum!
Bro, that's bullshit. Not you! Bro, can you go away? Right, these are some more furniture. There's a waiting bird, actually.
Pomocy! Jest ich całe mnóstwo!
Holy moly. Right, why is shit lagging here? Nice. That's another waiting bird. So, should be 2 more waiting birds, I think, in High Tops. That's 2 more chests. Nice. Lift that up. Oh, I nearly missed that chest.
Nauczysz mnie tego kiedyś, kocurze?
Oh shit. Do not fall. Bro! That's bull, man. That's so bull. You're another waiting bird, actually. So are you. Therefore, you're gone. That's another achievement. That's visible. That's visible. That's visible. That's visible. That one's going right first. Time loss, real. Not the small one! Nowhere fucking near that. Right, yeah, you move back. You go in there. You go on top. And then we climb up this. It's actually going pretty well. Yeah. There's more chests. Alright, and there's another chest up around here, yes. $11 chests, 1 big chest, 1 chest piece. Furniture's really the main thing. I'm gonna get as much of it as I can inside the cabin. As well as here. Holy fuck, I just got that. Oh, I missed something all the way back. No. Ah, that's not nice. Oh, it's probably an invisible one. Yeah. All that, man. I always miss shit in this map and I don't know why. Alright, freeze that. Jump over here, nice. Now. Yeah, just like 2 chests in front of me and then this map I think is done. skill issue? Yeah. A little bit. I haven't ran this category in like 2 years, to be fair. So, all things considered, I'm not doing too bad. Oh yeah, and then there's an invisible chest behind here. I'm not forgetting that one. Waiting birds are dumb. Yeah. Don't see anything else here. So we go in here, destroy Chunk's furniture, and then everything else we need should be in high tops, if I'm not mistaken. Fuck you, Alice, you're not sitting. I'm not even sure there's gonna be enough furniture in here, to be honest. Yeah, I really overestimated this run back then. Really? Can't break them? Okay. Now let's move. So we need 27 more furniture? No, target that. Does this count as furniture? No. Okay. You know, I really thought there would be more furniture in here than there is. Jesus. Right. We'll go do shit in high tops, then we'll come back in here and hopefully get the remainder. There's a little bit more furniture in here. Fish. Fish. Fish, and that is another... That's the last chess piece then. Camera. Oh my god, camera, please. What are you targeting? Right, 5 more chests. Where are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Yeah, buy it. Right, so that's now chest pieces and upgrades done. These are furniture, that's nice. Sub 245. Considering my sum of best's not even that, probably not. Could end up getting sub 250 to be fair. chest. Right, where's the last invis chest then? Somewhere over this way. There it is there. Move, bird. Yeah, I'm ignoring them.
За ними!
Alice, follow. Come here.
Tędy, kochana.
Alice. Where is she? Oh my fucking god. Oh, this is bullshit. Alice. Really? This is what I mean when I say Alice is like the worst part about this game. Is she behind me? She's fucking stuck on something else. Like, hi. Where? Where is Alice?
Późno już!
You're down there? What? Oh my fucking god, bro. Right. Open the door. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not even sure I'm gonna get the armor in that space of time, to be honest. Right. Actually, ignore that. Go for this. Okay, that is furniture done. So, 2 chests, 1 big chest, and they're all in the final area. Okay. So, in here, I think I need you for this. Didn't realize there was some furniture in here either. Alright, spin you. Spin you again, and that should be the last 2 chests. Yes. So now there's 1 big chest and the armor left to do for this split. There's more vegetation in here as well. More fish statues as well. Well, no fish statues to repair, I guess, but... Yeah, I don't even really know what happened in that split, to be honest. And that is our last chest. So we go up here. But you go over there. Thank you, Gordo, for the good luck, and thank you for being first. I've been so lonely this whole time. Oh god, I'm really losing time here. Up there. Right. Where's the last thing? There. Get that up there.
Wiele bym dała, żeby się tego nauczyć, zającu.
Not too bad, to be fair. Reset, it's another green. I'm literally like 10 minutes from the end of the game, bro. And just for validity of the run, these are achievements. That last one I'm about to get right now. Everything else has been obtained.
To było fantastyczne.
And again, that achievement has now been obtained. Oh god, I can't remember the button here. Might be A. It's only gonna be A or X, to be fair. A, yeah. I've PB'd, but at what cost? Nice. I don't even know if this is gonna sub 250. Nice. So, one more phase left to go and then we're done. Surely I'll sub 250. Surely. switch target, please. Oh my god. That's fine. This is it, boys. This is it. This is it. Are we gonna sub 250? Yeah, we'll sub 250. Easy. Hey. Nice. And that's the run. And I've just shy of 12 hours on this fucking
Elżbieto Krymska. Za
green
twoje
split.
zbrodnie
Bro,
dokonane
be
w
lucky it's
Kaldonie
not fucking
skazuje
red.
cię na
I'm
wygnanie
usually
na
red
zawsze.
in this.
Zakazuję komukolwiek okazać ci dobroć lub rozmawiać z tobą.
Also be thankful it's
Nie
in
będziesz
Polish.
miała przyjaciół.
Miłościwa pani, liczę, że mnie kara ominie.
Credits. Only redeeming part of the run. Bah. Just for final clarification, Snake, you know Polish? Does this say something along the lines of, congratulations, you have discovered everything there is? Snake proceeds to not answer. Congrats, you have conquered Red Queen and her... Okay. You got all achievements. Yippee! That means we have done a valid 100%. This cutscene as well, I think, only plays when you hit 100%. New world record, Yahoo!